Hello Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Leo, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So with all that being said, Leo, let's get started. How does Leo currently view this relationship? So we do have the Four of Swords, we do have the Star, and then we also have the Six of Wands, okay? At the bottom of the deck, we do have the World, we do have the Nine of Cups, and then we also have the Six of Pentacles out here. Okay. In regards to how you're currently viewing this, this is really throwing me off. This is throwing me off. This is an energy of you walking away from a really, really good thing. The thing is that you don't think that you're walking away from a good thing, but you actually are walking away from a good thing. You just don't think that you are. We're going to dissect that a little later. But with the Four of Swords to the Star to the Six of Wands coming out here, this decision of yours as far as walking away from the thing that you think is not good for you and or healthy for you has you, feeling really, really good about this decision that you chose to essentially make. And it's stemming from a place of, well, now that this person's out of my life, I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to worry about that. I can focus on this. I can focus on that. And that's what's causing you to feel like you made the right decision. Okay. How does this person currently view this relationship with Leo? We have the Ace of Cups. Okay. All right. We have the Six of Swords to the Ace of Cups, Leo, and then we also have the Ten of Cups. This is just acting as a double confirmation that you think you walked away from something bad, but you actually didn't. You walked away from something good. Whoever this human being is, it's somebody who just wants to offer you love, commitment, and loyalty. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. There's something more to this. All they want to do is offer you love, commitment, and loyalty. I just don't think that you seem to think so for whatever reason. Okay, how does Leo feel? How does Leo feel? See, I did see the King of Wands when I looked at this person's energy, and it made me think maybe this is a King/Queen of Wands like dynamic, because it kind of makes sense with the cards that are coming out and how this is all playing out. And just hear me out. Hear me out really quickly here. So when it comes down to twin flame connections, there's always one twin that has the ability to recognize the connection for what it is, right? And I feel like your person has the ability to recognize this connection for what it is. When they look at you in their relationship with you, they instantly feel like you're somebody who's supposed to be in their life. You're the one that they're supposed to build with and establish a life with. But when it comes on to the other twin, it's like the other twin has a hard time identifying, why is this person in my life? Like, I just don't fucking understand. Why is this person here? Why? Okay. And in this case, I feel like you're in the dark when it comes down to the, why is this person in my life? Are they here to hurt me, or are they here to essentially love me? And a lot of you are convinced that this person's here to hurt you, not love you, but hurt you, which is a very common thing to see, right? With the King and the Queen of Wands, because there's always one twin that needs to convince the other twin, like, hey, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just here to love you. Because the other twin has a hard time identifying, but why is this person in my life? Like, I don't get it. Like, why are they here? What's going on? What are their intentions? And I feel like you're the twin that's kind of like confused and in the dark as to why this human being is even in your life to begin with, okay? Why are they here? What the fuck do they want? You know what I mean? A lot of you feel like this person's out to get you and they don't have your best interests at heart, but what you're experiencing is very normal, because this is what people go through in twin flame connections. There's always one twin that questions everything under the sun, man, when it comes down to the twin that they currently find themselves connecting with. And there's that other twin that is able to identify the connection and embrace it with all they have. So there's always one twin that's going to fear the connection, while the other twin doesn't fear the connection. They embrace it, the connection without fear and or hesitancy. But the other twin that's very fearful of the connection, well, it's kind of hard for the twin that's very fearful of the connection to embrace the connection, because they don't even know, like, why this person's here. What the hell does this person want? What is this person's intentions, And that's kind of where you're at. In regards to how you're currently feeling, this decision that you essentially made has you kind of second guessing yourself a little bit. Did I make the right decision? Should I have done this? As far as walking away from this person is concerned. Why do I still want this person back in my life? I just don't get it. Things of that nature. How does this person currently feel? Okay. We have the Page of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and then we also have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Alrighty. In regards to how this person is currently feeling, that's another thing too, which I forgot to mention. This person that you currently find yourself connecting with, this person that does not fear this connection, this is somebody who cannot picture nor fathom their life without you in it, which is very, very common to see within twin flame connections. There's always one twin that, just cannot for the life of them picture nor fathom their life without, their twin. But when it comes on to the other twin, which would basically be you, you're somebody who is capable of picturing your life without this person in it. You're very capable of that. Hence why you could get up and walk away from this relationship. You know what I mean? Them, on the other hand, it's not that simple. They can't just get up and walk away from you because they can't picture nor fathom their life without you. They just can't. You may be able to picture nor fathom your life without this person, but they cannot picture nor fathom their life, without you in it. Yeah, twin flames are a very, very interesting, connection, to, say the least. But because this human cannot picture and or fathom their life without you, because it doesn't feel right to picture their life and or it doesn't feel right for them to essentially picture and or fathom their life without you, and it also doesn't feel right for them to get up and walk away from this relationship and never look back. None of this shit feels right to them, so they're gonna run back to it over and over and over and over and over and over again, because they can't picture and or fathom their life without you, and it doesn't feel right to do this thing called life without you in it. Okay, so this is what's going to prompt them to run back over and over and over again. But see, here's the fascinating part. When it comes on to you, right, it feels a lot better to not have them in your life versus having them in your life. Because when you have them in your life, you tend to find yourself in your head. You tend to find yourself questioning, why the fuck is this person here? What is their intentions? Like, what do they really want from me? So the relationship for you is very stressful, and it's very, very draining. Okay, for them, the relationship is very fulfilling. It is. So you guys tend to experience two different experiences with one another. This relationship is fulfilling for them. It's not really that fulfilling for you because it creates a lot of worry and concern because you don't understand, why is this human being in my freaking life right now? What do they want? Who sent them? What is their intentions? Because I don't trust it, okay? Okay, let's keep going. What actions? We'll take the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles to the Knight of Cups. In regards to how you plan on moving forward, I do see you forcing yourself to move forward and move on with your life and never look back. Now, will you eventually look back? Yes. Will you eventually go back? Yes. When it comes on to the King and the Queen of Wands, I've been trying to figure this out. I've been trying to really figure this out when it comes on to the King and the Queen of Wands, for a very, very long time. When it comes on to the King and the Queen of Wands, these two tend to break up and make up, break up and make up. But I've never personally seen these two ever break up for good. I've just personally never seen it happen a day in my life. And I've been doing tarot for years now, okay? Like going on, I want to say 7 to 8 years now. I've never seen these two break up for good. I've personally never seen it happen a day in my life, okay? And I highly doubt today's going to be the day. I understand your desire to walk away from this because you don't want to continue to go through what you've been going through with this person. It has been taking a toll on your mental health. So I get the desire to want to walk away from this and never look back. Will you successfully walk away from this marriage and a relationship and never look back? I'm going to go ahead and say no, because I'm going based off of the fact that I've never seen these two break up for good. I've just never seen it happen a day in my life. I've never seen it happen a day in my life. I've never seen it happen a day in my life, and I highly doubt today is going to be the day. So you will eventually go back. I am definitely getting that. Now, here's what I will say. Are you going to run back to this person? No. You're not going to do that. They will run back to you and you'll take them back. So what I see happening, so I don't want you to get it confused. I'm not saying you're going to run back to this person. No, what I'm saying is that you're going to stay away. And just focus on you and pour time and energy, into yourself. You're not going to run after them. You're not going to, because it doesn't make logical sense for you to run after the very person that's stressing you the hell out. It doesn't make logical sense. However, will they run back to you? Absolutely. And will you turn around and take this person back? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just a big mystery, though, with the King and the Queen of Wands, because I've seen the King and the Queen of Pentacles break up for good, the King and the Queen of Cups break up for good, the King and the Queen of Swords break up. I've seen all these other court card couples break up for good. But when it comes down to the King and the Queen of Wands, that's the big old freaking mystery. It's like, what I'm starting to kind of think? What I'm starting to kind of think could be the case. Because it could be. I'm not saying that it's, I don't know. I still have to kind of look into this. I feel like I've tried to do my research online, but it's like I feel like I'm the only one that notices this shit. Then again, I'm a Virgo. I peep everything. I pay attention to every little freaking detail. It's just in my nature to be this way. But because I was starting to kind of think, right? Because with the King and the Queen of Wands, these two are bound together. They're bound together for life, so to me, it's like the only logical explanation that I can kind of come up with is, well, maybe, right? Maybe this is your forever person, right? Because that makes logical sense. Maybe this is a person that you're going to grow old with. That makes fucking sense, right? But then I started to kind of think the other day, I was like, well, maybe, because I really want to solve this mystery. Maybe the reason why these two are bound together for life could have a lot to do with the fact that these two may share a family with one another, because that makes a lot of sense, right? But then I started to really think about it, it's like the King and the Queen of Cups, they typically end up having a family together, and they're not, they tend to freaking part ways and never end up getting back together. So it's just a fucking mystery, dude, that I've been trying to freaking solve. And I feel like I'm the only freaking tarot card reader that notices this, because I've been doing my digging and my research, and it's like I come up with fucking nothing. And it's like, and I know I'm not the only person that know. Am I really the only person that notices this? Like, the King and the Queen of Wands never break up for good. It never fucking happens. It never happened. So it's like, but why is that? So the only thing I can think of is maybe this is your forever person. Maybe this is a person you're gonna grow old with. Sorry, I know you can't stand their guts, you know what I mean? They stress you the hell out. But maybe this is gonna be your forever person. Maybe you did meet your forever person, and not everybody gets to. I mean, if you fucking think about it, right? It's like, because even then, okay, hold on. I feel like I'm getting somewhere with you, Leo, in this reading here. Because if you think about it, there's a lot of people that end up getting married in relationships, and it never works out, and then they eventually part ways and they move on with their life and they meet somebody else. But see, it's not like that with the fucking King and the Queen of Wands. I know I'm not the only one that notices this. With the King and the Queen of Wands, when these two break up, this is what happens. They try to move forward and move on with their life, and they start seeing other people, and they quickly start finding themselves feeling like, oh my God, it's just not the same. It's not the same. And this is what causes them to run back to one another every fucking time. So this is why I say they break up and they make up. But with the King and the Queen of Pentacles and the King and the Queen of Cups and the King and the Queen of Swords and the Emperor to the Empress and the Hierophant to the High Priest, it's not like that. These are the type of people that can move forward and move on with their life, date somebody else, move the hell on. You know what I mean? And it's but with the King and the Queen of Wands, it's they're incapable of doing that. They try to do it and they fail at it every freaking time. So it's but why is that? You know what I mean? And it's it kills me that nobody notices this. Nobody, and I've tried to see if other readers notice it, but it's okay, maybe I'm bugging, but this is years of me seeing this over and over and over again at some point. You know what I mean? Come on, you know what I mean? How am I the only one noticing this? This is so weird. It's a weird phenomenon with these two, and it's I would love to just know. You know what I mean? Why? Why is it like that? We have the Three of Swords, we have the Six of Cups, and then we also have the Hierophant. Listen, child, listen. Okay, they will be back. Okay, this is acting as a double confirmation. They will be back. They can't. They just can't. They can't be without you. They can't picture nor fathom their life without you. When they see the future, they see you in it. They don't see you not in it. They see you in it. Okay, they see you in it, and only you in it. I don't know, dude. It's the big old mystery. And then that's like another thing too that I try to figure out too. It's like, why is the Queen of Wands blind? That's the thing. Most of the time, it's always the Queen of Wands, man. It's always the Queen of Wands. It's never the King of Wands. That's another thing too, which is fascinating to me. Oh my God, I feel like I'm literally, these are like the thoughts that I tend to get when I'm done working, and I try to figure out why in the King and the Queen of Wands are like this. But um, feminine energies are intuitive. They're intuitive, like intuitive. Right? And it's like it's so fascinating because when the Queen of Wands meets the King of Wands, it's like their intuition just gets shuts off on them. Like their intuition just doesn't even work anymore. I know it's so weird, but it's just something that I fucking noticed. It's like their intuition just doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? Because if their intuition was on and it was working, they'll be able to just sense and feel like, all right, boom, this is my forever person. I'm going to grow old with this man. I'm going to grow old with this woman. And that's just what it is. And there will be no doubts and no reservations in this feminine energy's mind, because feminine energy, they're known for being intuitive. Masculine energies, they're not as intuitive as feminine energies are. Feminine energies are just intuitive. Like they have this gift, okay, called intuition, something that most masculine energies really, really don't have. I mean, some of them, they go based off of their gut feeling. You know what I mean? Their gut feeling. Feminine energies go based off of their intuition. You see what I mean? And when it comes onto their gut feeling, they know you're the one. They know you're the one that they're gonna go all with. It's just that. It just is what it is. But it's like it's weird because it's like, why? That's another fucking question I have. Why is it that the Queen of Wands, their intuition just gets completely shut off? Why is that? Because if your intuition was working in this marriage, in this relationship, the thoughts that you get and the questions you have, your intuition would answer it and just tell you, oh no, you tripping, you don't got anything to worry about, this is going to be your forever person, by the way, and this is the one that you're going to go with. And you would turn around and immediately accept it and believe it because it's coming from your intuition, and feminine energies go based off of their intuition. You see what I mean? So on an intuitive level, when you feel good about a person, you ain't gonna be tripping. You're not gonna be overthinking it. But it's fucking weird because when the Queen of Wands gets involved with the King of Wands, it's like their intuition just doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't fucking work anymore. And why is that? I have no clue. I could sit here and tell you that this one ain't going anywhere. I could sit there and tell you that this one ain't going anywhere. This one is going to keep fighting, homie, to keep this dynamic between the two of you intact. No, I could tell you that they're not going anywhere. I could tell you that much. They're not going anywhere. They're here to stay. Okay, if this was Burger King, have it their way, which they're going to make sure that it plays out the way that they want it to. They will want nothing more but to grow old with you. Because they can't see themselves with anybody else. I can tell you that with 100% certainty. This is the problem, though, is that, and I'm not going to take offense to this because I've seen it happen so many times, it's not going to bring you any sort of comfort. It might temporarily, hearing that, but it's not going to really bring you comfort permanently. And it's because you still have your question, why is this person in my life? And what is this person's intentions? And because you're being, God, it's like you're being forced to operate without your intuition helping you and guiding you and assisting you, which is not something that you're typically used to. You're used to being able to lean on your intuition. But now that you're dealing with this one, it's like, that's something I've noticed. It's like, and I'm just like, why doesn't other readers talk about this? Because I know I'm not fucking crazy, but it's like, why is it, that your intuition does not work? Because it's not working. Your intuition is just, it's just shut off. You know what I mean? And it's like you're being forced to like figure out their intentions and why are they here and what's the purpose and the meaning, But if your intuition was on and it was working, well, you wouldn't find yourself going through what you're going through. And that's the thing too, right? This is another thing that, and I know that I'm not tripping because I've seen this play out so many times. I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not crazy because when, like, for example, just because this is what I see the Queen of Wands go through when they break up with the King of Wands. When you and this person are not together, okay, and you start to find yourself reflecting back on your relationship with this person, do you ever find yourself essentially feeling like, you know what? Maybe this person really does love me, you know, like, because I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, if they didn't love me, you know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't do this for me. They wouldn't do that for me. So they probably really do love me, and I'm probably just tripping, right? And I feel like that's what happens. Come on, I feel like that's what happens, and it's interesting because your intuition starts to kick in and turn back on when you're not with them. But when you're with them, it's like your intuition just shuts off on you. You see what I mean? So when you're not with this person, that's when your intuition starts to kick in and speak to you and tell you things. Hey, you know, this man over here really loves you, you tripping. Or this woman over here really loves you, you're tripping. And I feel like this is what prompts you to go back to them every single time, because you're receiving information from a place that you know you really do trust, which is your intuition. But then when you get with them, it's like you find yourself back at square one, like, oh my God, like, why is this person here? And what the fuck is going on? And why am I even with this? Why did I take this person back? It's like, it's the weirdest phenomenon. And I swear, before I kick the bucket, I will love to fucking solve this damn mystery, because I know I'm not tripping. I've seen this play out too many times. Like, and I can't explain. Like, that's what kills me. I love to know everything and understand everything. And like, when it comes down to the King and the Queen of Wands, it's like, I don't understand. Like, I'm so sorry, you know, that this relationship stresses you out the way that it does. I want to pull some advice just to see, like, fuck it. What advice can you give me for Leo? We have the Ace of Pentacles, we got the Four of Wands, and then we also have the Two of Pentacles, and then we also have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. That's the thing. You tend to think the worst, right? When it comes down to this person, like, you tend to think that, you know, they're just probably here to use me and take advantage of me and play me and, you know, waste a bunch of negative things. A bunch of negative things. Okay. And you tend to go through that a lot, but Spirit's advice to you is focus on the present moment. Stop worrying about the future so much. Like, focus on the present moment. Focus on what's real. Not what you think is real, but focus on what's real. Okay? Focus on what's real. Okay? Leo, focus on what's real. Focus on what you have right in front of you. Don't worry so much about the future and but what if this happens, what if that happens, what if they do this, and what if they, this fool ain't going nowhere. They're not a fool, but you know, they ain't going no damn where. Okay? And they haven't been, you know, and they haven't been. They've been here by your side, and that's what Spirit needs you to focus on, is focus on what's real. Okay? Focus on what you know to essentially be true, because that's kind of telling me that when you're apart from this person, y'all are not together, your intuition starts to kick in and tells you everything that you need to essentially know. But for whatever odd reason, which I can't explain why this happens to you, but when you get back with this individual, it's like everything that your intuition ever told you, it goes right out the fucking window. Why? I have no idea. And you're not the first person that I've seen this happen to. It's a big mystery that I would love to solve one day. I would love to solve one day. I don't think today's going to be the day, okay? I've been trying for years to solve this, like, big old mystery, but that is your advice, is to remain grounded and go based off what's real. What's real. Go based off of facts, you know, not what you think to be true or whatever. They could go based off of what's real and facts. And what's real is that you do have somebody who does love you and cares for you deeply. That's what's real. Not this extra stuff, you know, that you be thinking on a regular basis, okay? Yeah, I know it's frustrating. I wish I knew a little bit more when it came down to the King and the Queen of Wands, but I've been trying to figure these two out, and it's like a big old mystery that I hope I get to solve one day. It may not be today, but hopefully one day I get to solve it. But yeah, that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped, hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading.